All right, welcome everybody. We have another episode of our sports podcast. Uh, I don't know if I'm going to try to remember the name, but I think we're gonna do a quick one today. For the I don't know if anybody really knows, but I used to be a fantasy football fanatic. I used to be a commissioner. I used to run a couple different leagues. I kind of took the turn for the worse. It kind of took over my life a little bit. And I discontinued doing that. But I know that Coob does play. So what we're going to do today, we're just going to go and kind of live through his fantasy experience, I guess, and go through his team. And maybe a little bit about your draft experience and what you were thinking when you were drafting. I thought we could just get on and kind of talk about that before the regular season starts.
Yeah,
So
I actually got a couple of teams. I guess this team, I think I drafted running back heavy. So I think I drafted Eckler, Gibbs, and then was it Kamara in third round, maybe? I don't know. It might have been Mahomes third round, and then Kamara in the fourth. But yeah, you can see this team got no receivers, so
So hold
I'll
on.
be like,
So you said Eckler. Okay, I see Eckler. I'm trying to get used to the looking at your screen here. Okay, so you did first rounder was Eckler, second rounder Gibbs, and then
yeah,
your
I
third rounder was what?
think it was Mahomes, I
Okay,
think, and
okay.
then I think I picked up Kamara, maybe
What does SSPD mean?
suspended. He's suspended for the first three games.
Oh, 3 games.
You
Okay,
get like I don't know, some domestic just I don't know. I forget what happened.
okay. And then with Gibbs, what's that? What's that red newspaper?
And just recent news about him. Probably because he plays today, so
Okay,
or tomorrow. Tomorrow. Yeah.
and he's the starter.
Mm, you'll get a lot of touches supposedly.
Okay.
So I think he'll
Gibbs, I
be
can't remember.
like
Was he an early round pick
he
last
was
year?
first rounder. He was first rounder this year.
This year.
So like the rookie. Think he'll get a lot of like receiving work. That's what they've been hyping him up about. So PPR league. So hoping you be
What
Alvin
college is he
Kamara,
coming out of?
CMC type. What?
What college is he coming out of?
Alabama,
Oh, okay.
believe.
This is a you said this is a PPR league?
Yeah. So
Okay, so PPR point per reception. Okay. And then you were you saying what other kind of league this is?
what?
Were you saying there were like more other points or something like that you had, in terms of how your league scores points?
No, it's just standard PPR.
Okay. And PPR, and then you get what, 6 points per touchdown or 7 points per touchdown, or do you get defensive points or anything like that?
6 points touchdown, 4 points passing touchdown, I think. That's
Okay.
how it is. And yeah, defense is I don't really know defense to be honest. So,
Okay. 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 Uh, well, how do you feel? Let me scroll down. Scroll down to your bench.
yeah. Not the greatest. Not the greatest. I mean, I think once
Okay.
Kamara comes back, I'll be decent. It just my receivers are pretty questionable.
Where were you picking? You probably picking at your end,
Second,
right?
like second,
You picked second. Eckler was second.
yeah. So it was him or CMC because
Okay.
I don't know. I had some other drafts where I did pick high up there. I went receivers. Thinking about other two drafts,
Yeah, I don't know enough how they're picking at the top.
but
Is Eckler, does he have a risk of holding out?
I don't think so because he's back with the team now.
Oh,
Pretty
is
sure.
he?
But
Okay.
he was holding out, I believe. He,
Okay.
but
I wasn't sure what if that was resolved. Okay.
but yeah. So I don't know. I mean,
Who are you excited about on this team?
Just my big three. So Mahomes, Eckler, Gibbs, but they'll
Okay.
carry my team essentially.
Okay.
Uh,
I think I mean giving you some boost. I think it's kind of hard for me to come in blind to a league because I don't really know the rankings because I didn't really prepare for this one. But I think Mahomes is obviously a great pick. Fingers crossed. He doesn't get hurt, obviously. Eckler, and I mean, he's going to be the workhorse, obviously. As far as I know, he's a beast of a receiver. He gets all the touches. I'm not sure about goal line. I'm pretty sure he does goal line work. Gibbs, rookie. I mean, probably gonna rely heavily on him. If he's a first rounder, hopefully he doesn't get like a rookie wall or anything like that. DJ Moore, I think he's a sleeper pick probably. I mean, with Chicago, I don't know who else is in Chicago really, so they're gonna have to throw somebody the ball. So I'm assuming that's what you were thinking about. I'm surprised, just kind of looking and just seeing DJ Moore. You don't have any Packers, huh?
Not in this team.
Okay,
I've got
okay, it was probably that's how the draft laid out for you.
yeah.
Christian Kirk, he's probably I don't know if he's a sleeper pick. He's more probably like a flex, because he was probably number one last year, right?
He
Number one.
was, but Ridley's there now too. So
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of comparison videos between Kirk and
yeah,
Ridley.
Ridley's a
How,
lot faster.
yeah. So I mean, hopefully, Ridley gets a lot of attention. I think the Jags should be better. You'd hope, and Trevor Lawrence should be better. I didn't have a
Yeah,
great impression of him at the end of the year. Uh, just how that last playoff game ended, I didn't really think he could throw the ball very well. But I mean, from what I'm seeing, hopefully that's proven wrong. And I think Christian Kirk, I mean, he was a pretty reliable receiver last year. The Joku, I think that's how you say it. I don't know. That's probably the least favorite pick on here that I like from you. I haven't seen him do good things in the league for a while, so I I would potentially think about looking at another tight end, maybe I don't know, one of the Green Bay tight ends, maybe. Um,
I can pick him up later unless they blow up against the Bears. But
yeah, I mean, obviously you're gonna start him because he's the starter. I would probably think about looking back about how Watson threw to tight ends in Houston, if he actually liked doing that. I'm not sure if he did. I
I
do
don't think he
remember
does, to
him
be
in
honest. It's
sorry.
receivers. It's Hopkins. That's all he
Yeah,
threw
I
to.
just remember Hopkins from his time. Sutton should be a solid pick. I don't know who else is out there. They have another receiver out there that they drafted first rounder a couple of years
Yeah,
ago.
Jerry Judy, but I think
Yeah.
he's hurt. So
Okay.
it'd be good for
So
a
I
couple
mean that
weeks.
week one matchup's gonna be good. I think in the future that's a solid pick. Um he's probably gonna be more reliable than I don't know, you have all kind of secondary receivers.
Yeah. So
So it might be a little bit boomer bust for you.
it is for
Uh,
receivers. Right?
so Sutton, I
I'm
think
kind
he
of
should be solid with you'd think that the Sean Payton effect is gonna be uh good for Russell Wilson and he's not and he's gonna be better. So he likes to throw it, obviously. So I think the ball can get around quite a bit. I do not know about that Bills D. I don't think it's been as good as it used to be. Um, so I don't know about that. Especially it looks like they're going against New York. So I don't know if that's a middle of the pack defense or not, or if they're actually highly ranked. I'm not sure. Um, I could very well see Aaron Rodgers having a pretty good game there.
yeah, I could see that
Carlson,
happening.
I kickers and defense are. I think that you should never reach for either of those unless you have like a Justin Tucker that 1 year where he could have been considered like a fantasy MVP, but I don't think you should ever reach for those. Or if you had like the Minnesota Purple People Eaters or the Legion of Doom or something like that. I don't think we really have a defense like that out there today. Maybe 49ers. Um, New York, I think, has been advertised about a good defense, but and then your bench, I don't think it's bad. I think Brandon Cooks is kind of he's been a boomer bust throughout his whole career, but I think Dak will get him the ball. I think they typically have 3 receivers that do really well. Who else do they have in Dallas? I know they have one other receiver.
Yeah, CD Lamb and Michael
Lamb.
Gallup, I think.
Yeah,
So,
Gallup was the
okay.
one I was thinking of. I mean, so he's gonna get some long balls, I'm assuming, but I mean, CD Lamb is also a speed guy, so and hopefully their running game is better with Ezekiel gone and what is it, Dunbar's? I don't forget what's the other running back that's actually pretty good. But yeah, I think their running game, as long as their offensive line is as good as it used to be, but that's probably hard to replicate that line again. Van Jefferson, I mean, not a bad pick. I know what is it? What is Q Johnson's first name? Is that Quentin or Quinn or something?
Quentin, yeah.
Quentin Johnson. I have heard he is kind of like a clone of Mike Williams. So he is probably a good stash player. I mean, Alvin Kamara is gonna. I'm assuming he's gonna come back and be your number one probably. Oh, not number one. You have Eckler. Sorry, so you're gonna have a solid 1A 1B or something like that with Kamara back. He's always typically really good. If he wasn't suspended, he'd probably have been drafted higher, I would assume.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I got. Do you want to go through any other ones?
Sure. Why not? Got 2 other teams. This team's pretty bad. So.
Okay, so Pollard is that other running back that I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Oh, he should be pretty good.
He
as
should
long
be.
as their line stays intact.
I think they'll run it more, supposedly. Have back their less interceptions, but I don't know. We'll see.
Well, I don't know if it's Mike McCarthy that's calling the plays or not.
He is. So that's kind of a fan I think do now.
Well,
He
yeah,
doesn't
I
like
think
the
he likes to throw, so
Yeah.
It'd be a kind of a change in philosophy.
Yeah.
I mean, you have 2 really good, solid quarterbacks. Tony Pollard, I think he's going to be solid.
I got 3 quarterbacks on accident. Yeah.
I mean, I think a rule of thumb there, like especially if you have 2 capable starters, looks like you have Dak. Dak will be all right. Justin Fields, I mean, I don't know if you get like additional running points, but it looks like he's projected to have more points. So,
Yeah.
I don't know what the season long projections are, but yeah, definitely try to trade some of them if you can. I don't know what value you'll get for them, especially if you have something that's looking weak. Just roll up a little bit. I don't know. You probably obviously could use a running back.
Yeah, I need to run back.
Yeah, Akers. I don't know. That's a tough one to just keep him there. Mitchell. I think Mitchell's second or third on the depth chart.
Second, and I don't know.
Yeah,
Hopefully, like
that
Minor is limit
Pitt is
CMC.
like a really good defense because he's only projected to have 5 points.
Yeah. Oh, they should do better than 5 points if Joe Burrow doesn't play. So.
Oh, he's against Pittsburgh.
But
San Francisco is going against Pittsburgh,
Oh, oh,
so it's Kenny Pickett out there. Are you talking about the Browns, or are you talking about?
Browns, but
Oh, yeah, I was looking at Mitchell, their
oh,
backup running back.
oh,
Yeah, if Joe Burrow doesn't play, obviously the Browns are gonna have a good day. Um, I don't think it's terrible. I think it's hard. I mean, you have uh some ace players on here that in typical years they do pretty well. I think Debo, I think he had a really good 1 year, and then last year was kind of up and down in terms of his points. He gets hurt quite a bit too. He's kind of like a legit flex player where he's a receiver running back. I think it's a little tough to have. I think I've had years where I had a quarterback receiver on the same team. I think that's you get double points, but also if you both don't
yeah,
score, you get both. Yeah, so it's kind of a double-edged sword there.
yeah. You'll see my
Um,
other team.
I think McLaughlin's a solid pick because he's number one. He's gonna get the targets regardless of who the quarterback is, which I don't know who the quarterback is, honestly. Um,
For McLaurin.
Washington,
Yeah. It's the rookie Sam Howell.
yeah.
So
Okay. Uh, Evan Ingram, I think it'll be solid. I don't know if he's gonna get you big numbers.
he was decent last year. But
Yeah,
hopefully the receivers
he
take
had a
away
great year
attention.
last year. I remember that. But he's probably gonna get you that solid 8 to 12 points every week. Hard to know. Trevor Lawrence is gonna have to have an MVP season or a change, a change in philosophy where he kind of targets Evan Ingram like a Jimmy Graham if you're hoping for a lot. Uh, Looks like you like Brandon Cooks.
He just kept on falling, you know. It was a sleeper
So
pick.
it looks like you like the Las Vegas kicker too.
Yeah, it's mostly because Jimmy G, you know. So
Yeah, doesn't score touchdowns is what you're
yeah,
saying.
yeah.
Um, yeah, I would yeah, try to trade one of those quarterbacks before it's
Yeah.
too late. I think there's been years where I've kind of done the same thing. Maybe draft the best player available, or I just didn't draft and I got the the bot to draft for me.
Yeah, that's what happened.
And
That's how I
sometimes it's
got Justin
hard.
Fields.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to trade those quarterbacks, especially if everyone has a decent starter.
Yeah, they
So
kind of do that.
that's probably where I got kind of sucked into, or just too too addicted to fantasy is looking for trades because I don't know if I was the best drafter. Uh, I was always the one to put trades out there just to see if someone would say yes, because that was kind of more exciting to me because I'm kind of, to put it in a different way, like I'm a fan of the NBA trade deadline kind of thing. So if I can kind of switch them out, that kind of makes it more fun for me. But I would always look at everyone's team who has a hole somewhere. Like, oh, if I had Dak Prescott and Josh Allen, I would go to look for somebody that had like Jordan Love or Mac Jones or somebody that had a weaker quarterback or someone that looks like they could use help in a particular position. So I'm always one to kind of click through every team and then look to see what kind of holes they have, and what extra team players I have to be able to help them. But those were those were hard ones because I was in a family league too, and that's kind of where it kind of fell apart. Where they thought they were kind of like cheating if there was like uh, a couple that were always making trades where it was kind of husband and wife and stuff like that. But I would do that if I were you, and then obviously don't get too carried away with making too many trades. But it's not a terrible team. I think you can definitely use even if you can't get a starter caliber running back, I would go on and try to find a backup, and you can always get probably another receiver too. You just gotta kind of see who has something extra and what kind of holes other teams have.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there was someone on my Facebook feed that had Jordan Love, Christian Watson, Romeo Dobbs, and also Luke Musgraves.
Like, how's that even happen? I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was
I do, yeah. I saw it. I was like,
yeah,
how does
okay.
that even happen? It's got to be like 20
He
teams
probably
in that league.
reached. He probably reached for some of them. I would say. um, but that's a recipe for disaster. Especially,
Boomer bust.
I think with the fantasy stuff, it made me a fan of more football. I think without fantasy, it's hard for me to even watch Packer games. To even say that I can watch the other games is hard. So when I was a fantasy junkie, it was kind of watch every game. So it made everything more interesting. But yeah, it was kind of consuming. But I think your first week, I mean, obviously the first week is when you know a lot more, and obviously when you get deeper into the season, week 2, week 4 is where it's a turning point where you need to think about making trades. Anything that you're concerned about these teams about, or I don't think I asked you about if you're excited about this one. You were saying it wasn't as good of a team, but I mean it's not as bad as I think you're saying. I think it's decent. I think obviously you can make some improvement in the running back position, but I think you got solid receivers.
Yeah. I think, yeah, receivers wise, I'm okay. I'm pretty happy with it. Just like you said, the running backs,
They're
Cam
pretty
Akers, I
solid
think.
actually in the receiver. Like you got Diggs number one,
Yeah.
Samuel's arguably number one, McLaughlin is number one.
Yeah.
You're gonna get targets.
Yeah. So I'm good there. Just running backs. Like you said, Akers he's a starter, but I don't know. We'll see how he does. Because a lot of people don't like him, but he was a starter, so that's why I got him.
Let's scroll up again. Yeah, the Cam Akers.
Akers.
Okay,
Yeah. So,
okay.
but yeah, I already tried looking at other teams for like trading quarterbacks, but everybody's got like a somewhat decent quarterback. I think the worst quarterback that somebody has is maybe Jared Goff.
Yeah, and he's not even that bad.
Yeah, so I
Well,
don't know.
even it's just a waiting game when
Yeah,
someone's injured and someone needs something. I don't know how likely you are to make trades. Are you a trade
I'm not.
making
I
kind
am
of
not.
person?
I'm not. I'm the opposite of you. So, like you said, you like trades. I'm like the Packers. I just draft and sit on them. So,
I am a trade and waiver wire guy. I think I was probably one of my last few years I was playing. I probably made the most transactions on the waiver wire because I always leave at least one or two, and I think that's always a good idea to leave one or two positions open to just pick up. Because I mean, I think if you don't, you're always gonna have a surprise player that no
yeah,
one knows about. So if you can make that claim in your waiver priority, or if you can wait until Monday or Tuesday, or whenever your waiver claim thing works or is done, and you can pick them first or wake up. I think the other thing is I would like wake up or stay up really late or wake up really early to go pick up a player. So it really was kind of taking over my life. So it was a good decision for me to get out of this. But I can obviously kind of live a little bit through your fantasy games. How many other teams do you have?
I got one more. And actually got a draft later tonight. It's family league, but this one is it's boomer bust, you know? So
Okay. Yeah, we can probably keep this one short. I mean, you got your Green Bay running backs. I think
yeah,
that was tough. I mean, if you have both of them, that one's kind of tough. When to choose which one, but that kind of makes it look like you're you're preparing for an injury.
I am.
Hopefully
Second one.
not.
I am.
You got all the Miami players, huh?
I know. Hence the name Green Bay Fins. But
All right, all right.
but
That fits.
yeah,
It was
you don't think
a tough one to figure out. I haven't heard of that Detroit tight end, so
it's
we
just
can as
he's
well
a starter. Just came from Iowa, so
he just
tight
got
end
drafted.
university. Yeah,
Okay.
so you'll
Kirk,
get
it looks like you got
targets at
Kirk.
least.
Madison. I don't know how
Yeah,
to.
Alexander Madison. Yeah,
Is he the starter?
yeah, he should be. So
Okay. I mean, you have all the starters, so kind of
yeah,
going to it by the book. Sheena, I don't know that Buffalo tight end. Is he the starter?
who's that?
That Buffalo tight end?
No, I don't think he will be at least starting because they still got Dawson Knox,
Okay.
but I think he was a first rounder. So I don't know. He's got talent, I suppose.
Good. Well, I mean, this one's if I had to rank them and give you the real news, I would probably be the least excited about this one.
But
If I was gonna be real with you, this would probably be the one I would be least excited about. I don't know. How was your feeling?
I mean, this one's boomer bust. It's just the
Yeah, I mean,
Dolphins have a big year, then I'll be good.
I think two was the tough one. I think you had, I mean, you had the top quarterback in Mahomes, but Josh Allen, if you have that reliable quarterback that's always going to get you 20 points, I think Tua is harder to figure out. He gets injured a lot.
Yeah,
Waddle and Hill, I mean, they're gonna be solid. I mean, they're both Pro Bowlers, and then some mystery first time starters. So yeah,
yeah,
you went by the starter rule, but you don't really. I wouldn't really know how they would pan out. So you're just hoping you do well, and we'll you'll figure out who does well and what you kind of need to do and on your waiver wire and maybe some trades.
yeah. Guess we'll see throughout the year.
Yeah. All right, man. Good luck.
Thank you.
We'll
Thank you.
talk again. Maybe we'll pull up fantasy next week, and then we'll discuss some other news and probably hopefully not too many injuries, but I'm assuming there's going to be some, and then we can probably talk about how the Packers did.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, man. I'll see you next week.
All right, see you.